Randolph. Every time I see those movies, I start laughing, and it's like I was talking with Bob and I guess Harjeet maybe, and we were talking about the movie Airplane, and
Oh,
talking about it, and
yeah, that
Bob, and of
was
course
funny
that's right up
too.
our alley. And Harjeet was too young to know the movie, but she's going to watch
Oh,
it.
oh, yeah. Oh no, I love those movies. And I saw one lately, the making of what was the one with Bill Murray, the golf one with Chevy Chase and Bill
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack,
Caddyshack.
the making of Caddyshack. That was an awesome little documentary thing. That was awesome. And
And
it
you know
had
that. Go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, they almost didn't get it done because they had all problems and all that stuff. Hey Teresa.
Hey, Teresa.
Yay.
Well, you
Yeah.
know the real problem with the movie Caddyshack
What?
is that gopher is a cousin to a squirrel.
Yeah, that's it. Squirrel man. I can't get over that squirrel man. Oh geez. So
Oh,
hey,
so
I
what's
got
been happening up in your world?
what'd you say?
What's been happening up in your world? Do I need to get this closer? What's
No,
been
no.
happening? What's been happening up in your world tonight, Lisa?
That covers half your face.
That's probably a good thing. It makes me I'm much more handsome if people can't see me. I have been told many times I have a face for radio.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love the big giant glass you have today too. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Actually I brought something I wanted to read. I bet you
Hi,
probably have
Debbie.
read this. Um, it's not hugely long. This is the teaching segment already. Zoom 2 minutes
All right,
in.
well, all
What
right,
the
we've
hey?
got Facebook users there we need to say hi to. Don't know who they are, but Facebook
Oh,
user,
and
we love
Debbie
you. Hi.
Madsen. Hey, Debbie. Um, do you remember Lead the Field, Earl Nightingale?
Uh, I do not remember that. My first Earl Nightingale recording I listened to was on an LP on an album,
Oh,
but I don't remember the lead the field.
this is you'll understand when I tell you, I'm sure, but Lead the Field, Earl Nightingale. Now you can listen to it free on YouTube. You don't have to buy it. This book was the transcript out of the cassette tape thing,
Okay.
right? Um,
Hey,
but
Eunice.
uh, who gave this to me? The first one I ever got of this was this was when I was doing well in sales with Avon. Full of Brush Company was trying to poach me over there to be a manager.
Right.
And I did go for 6 months. That didn't work because yeah, the boss swore at me. And I told him I
Did you do that thing you did to me? That's good.
no. No, I hung up on him. I hung up on him.
Good for you.
And
Take that.
the boss called me back, the one above me, that was two above me, was swearing at
Right.
me. And you know what they were swearing about? I wouldn't run blind ads in the newspaper because I thought the Fuller Brush brand was a brand that you could get people to without doing that. And blind ads seemed shady to me. I didn't want to do it.
Right.
And he swore at me over it. So I uh I said, I'm not taking that. I hung up. She called me, the one above me, and said, if I called back and apologized to him, that he'd consider letting me back in. Well, I said, hey, I may be poor as a church mouse, but I'm telling you what, I'm not sure what I ever did to make you think that I would put up with that kind of treatment, but I'd rather stay poor than to be treated like that.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right. When
That's
you
just
sing
no
the
need
old
of it.
Travis Tritt song, here's a
You take
quarter,
this job.
call someone who
Oh,
cares.
but anyway, they did actually do me a big favor. The boss above me, I actually kept in touch with. I never really liked her that well, but I don't like to burn my bridges. The one that swore
Sure.
at me, no, that bridge got burnt by him. He's on FU Island with my ex-husbands. But the the woman supervisor boss, I've written back and forth with her, but she gave me my first copy of Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale on the cassettes.
Right.
Once I read you this little story, I don't know if you will right away get the connection, but this was like lightning hit me. And at this point, I'm in direct sales.
Right.
I had been a secretary, as you know, and got laid off of that and went into direct sales. I wasn't doing really big yet. No, I did some big, but personal sales. right? But I was
Mhm.
thinking, if I want to be a millionaire, which I want to be a millionaire, I'm going to have to what, be a banker or a stock market guy? I'm going to have to do something, right? Because I don't know
Right.
any Avon millionaires. So, but then I read this story in here.
Wait a
So,
minute. I'll introduce you to one. Go look in the mirror.
well, now, but right.
This was then.
So, anyway, I'll try to read this quick. Is that all right?
Okay.
And
We're
you
getting
haven't.
some people saying hello. So hello, everybody.
Oh, hey, Penny. So you haven't. You don't know this one. This is
I do
Acres of
not, I don't think.
Diamonds. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm
So
up 3 acres of diamonds. Yes.
Because yeah, it's in this. The story was the account of an African farmer who had heard tales about other farmers who had made millions by discovering diamond mines. These tales so excited the farmer that he could hardly wait to sell his farm and go prospecting for diamonds himself. So he sold the farm and spent the rest of his life wandering the African continent, searching unsuccessfully for the gleaming gems that brought such high prices on the markets of the world. Finally, the story goes, worn out in a fit of despondency, he threw himself into a river and drowned. Meanwhile, back at the farm, right,
Right.
uh, the man who had bought the farm happened to be crossing the small stream on the property. Suddenly, there was a bright flash of blue and red light from the stream bottom. He bent down, picked up the stone. It was a good sized stone, and admiring it, later put it on the fireplace mantel as an interesting curiosity. Several weeks later, a visitor came to his house, picked up the stone, looked closely at it, hefted it in his hand, and nearly fainted. He asked the farmer if he knew what he'd found. When the farmer said no, that he thought it was a piece of crystal, the visitor told him he'd found one of the largest diamonds ever discovered. The farmer had trouble believing that. He told the man that his creek was full of such stones, not as large perhaps as the one on the mantel, but they were sprinkled generously throughout the creek bottom. Needless to say, the farm the first farmer had sold so that he might find a diamond mine turned out to be the most productive diamond mine on the African continent. The first farmer had owned it, free and clear, acres of diamonds, but sold them for practically nothing in order to look for them somewhere else.
Right.
So it says the moral is clear. If only the first farmer had taken the time to study and prepare himself to learn what diamonds looked like in their rough state, he might have realized, right? So for
Right.
me, I'm sitting there thinking, well, I'm thinking I have to look somewhere else to earn my millions, right? Maybe it is with Avon. I find that
Exactly.
hard to believe, but so did the farmer. So
Well,
that's
at
what
least you didn't sell it for pennies on the dollar.
well, lucky I ran across the story before I did. Because I know people that they go get a bachelor's and then the doctorate, and they keep going, thinking that's going to be what makes them the money
Right.
when they might even already be doing something that would make the money. So I think it's one of those things. And the other thing I wanted to, and I know I think I want your opinion on this is actually it, but I think times have changed a little bit where relying on one for a direct seller is not necessarily the best gamble.
Right.
I think I've always felt that way because that's why I've done books and speaking. And to me, it's more about I'm the company and I have to just find ways to generate income.
Right.
And
Right.
each company I rep for is one of the ways.
Right.
So
And I
I
think
know
a
you
lot of
weren't like that with the insurance, but is that how you feel now?
well, it wasn't the way I was while I was in the insurance industry because I only worked with Aflac, and
Mhm.
if you were to cut me, I would have bleeded. I would have bleeded. That's if I were writing, I would edit that part out. I would have bled
You
Aflac blue. I love the company, still do. But that being said, as time has evolved, you're seeing more and more people not just work with one company, even in the insurance industry. They're multi-lines carriers. They're doing that, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it depends on the person. So it's just
well,
you
and
know
not
I,
just multi-lines, but I'm trying to think of a good example. If you deliver products
mhm,
anyway to your customers because they're ordering from you and you deliver them, maybe you also want to I don't know, part-time do Uber Eats and deliver the food while you're out there, or whatever can bring value that can earn you money. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Or
Especially while you're building a business, because if people in direct sales or in insurance or anything where you're an independent contractor, if you want to make that big, you've got to give it time to do that. And if you need to do something else in the meantime, that's not unusual. When I first started in the insurance industry, I went and checked out a job where I would deal blackjack at a local bar just for fun. They didn't have real money changing hands, but if that's what I needed to do to make keep food on the table, that was what I was going to do until I built it up. I have to look at these messages because someone just posted a message. I'm going to blush. My own blushometer is going off. I don't know
ooh,
who it is because I can't tell, but we got two. One said, "Now why can't I find one talking about the acres of diamonds?" Don't know who you are because it just is Facebook user. But the next one is what's making my heart do this. That I
oh,
bought
I think that's Brooks
Streetwise.
Sneedus.
It said I
I
bought
think that's
Streetwise
Brooke.
to Saleswise and Audible. Started listening to it on the ER last week and found it relaxing while waiting to be seen with that
No, it's
sexy
Eunice.
voice. I'll have to tell Bob Berg you said his voice was sexy. So,
It's Eunice, Eunice Chase.
so Eunice, did that. Okay, hey Eunice,
Yeah, and I like Peg's comment: "Bloom where we're planted. Don't look,
absolutely.
don't go looking elsewhere." Indeed, and I guess I'm one of those people that has to see. Even when they
Mhm.
were building this addition on here on the house,
Right.
when he had the frame up and stuff, I'm thinking, "Oh my God, this is a lot of money for this dinky little thing." I couldn't picture it all until they all left one day and left it so I could get in. And then once we walked around and everything, I realized how big it was. But I have to see it, I think. You know what I mean? And I'm like that about work too, I think. I
Well,
have to
that's one of
see
the
it.
reasons it's so important when someone like you're leading a team, other people out there that are watching our show, when they're leading a team, one of the things that you kind of have to take on the responsibility of as a team leader is that uh, you're going to provide the belief for people as they get started, and they're going to survive off your belief that they can do this even more than their own. And so it's easy. Obviously, it's easier for you to do and for me to do because we've done that and we've succeeded and we're comfortable. But for those new people that are trying to get that, it's really important that as the leader, you provide that inspirational connection, maybe where they are surviving off of your belief in them.
No, and that's I don't know if you remember the whole thing about I didn't think I could do this full time until husband number two said it
He
by
encouraged
mistake.
you.
He didn't even mean it. He didn't even mean it. Oh, there's
Hey,
Debbie
Debbie
Britt.
Britt.
Um,
Love Debbie Britt. Love
he
Peg too. Love everybody.
he did he didn't even mean it though.
Well, it's funny. Bob and I were doing some podcasts this week about Streetwise to Saleswise, and when I'm telling the story, the origin story, kind of like what you do when you're interviewing about blue hair.
Yeah.
When I'm telling the origin story, I laugh and I say, fourth quarter last year, Bob's sending me an email because he wanted my opinion on something, and he's sending it. And as a last comment in that email, he put, "Save this because when we do our parable, this will come in handy." And then so I replied with the comment about what he was asking me about. And then I put a PS. By the way, if you're serious, oh yeah. And as I'm telling the story, as it developed now in our podcast that we're on, our guest shows, Bob he wasn't necessarily thinking that for real. But when I replied back, okay, yeah, we're doing this.
Wow, that's what he said? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's like he wasn't even thinking. It was just kind of an off the cuff comment, and
Oh,
I
that's
turned it
awesome.
into something.
No, that's the way to do it though, isn't it? Geez, that's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
That's awesome.
But again, a lot of it comes back to our collaboration, Lisa. And I told you this in private, and I'm telling you in public. There's a lot of magic that happened over the course of us running, said the lady with the blue hair. And it's very much a part of what has helped both of us in more ways than I could ever count. And so a lot of it, I give credit back to my blue hair partner. So,
Patna. Well,
partner.
and you, of course, are the legend, Jeff West. Yeah. No, I mean, I think the thing for me is I've learned so much and continue to on not from the whole group the whole group dynamic. Matter of fact, I didn't say this there, and I certainly didn't give them any feedback, but I'm going to miss doing weekly. I liked weekly. I
Yeah,
felt like
but
I was bringing my bucket to the well.
right.
It's going to be hard to do monthly, but
And I
we'll
understand
see
it. It's
what.
my favorite hour of the week, but what the change they're making is going to make so many more people be able to access it.
Right.
Everybody on our show should be on the Go Giver
Oh,
Successful page
yeah, for
now
37
because,
bucks a month. Oh, yeah.
yeah, they can
It
do that.
makes perfect sense. I'm just going to
Yeah.
miss the weekly
Well, you can always do the thing where they're going to make it where it's available to
individual
like a
coaching.
twice
Yeah.
a month thing. Then
Yeah.
it'll be a little bit more than what
Yeah.
we're used to. But
I'm probably going to be more willing to do the other stuff like the networking day and stuff
right.
because
And if
I'm
you
not doing the other one. Yeah,
right.
I guess.
If you weren't already going to Denver, I'd be saying you need to get your rear to Jupiter this weekend.
No, I know because you're the coach.
I'm one of them.
You're the
There's going to be two of
coach.
us. Yeah.
Oh, because I feel bad I haven't done that yet. All of you have done it, but me, I think.
Well, I've done it as a master coach. I guess Bob and I've been around each other so much. It's just kind of a, I don't know, symbiotic kind of thing. And he's brought me in now. This will be the second time as a master coach.
No,
Someone said hello from Ohio. So I'm going to say hello, whoever it is in Ohio. Put your name in there so I can know who you are.
make sure that's a reminder. Next week we will not be here.
Right.
Okay. You have a commitment, and I will be in Denver, Colorado with Peg Duchesne.
You and Peg are going to tear Denver, Colorado up. And when you
I
throw
already
Scott
told her.
Easter Day in the mix too, what's
I'm
up with
gonna
this?
try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her a date or something.
Well, I thought since you and Peg and Scott Easter Day were rooming together,
Oh no.
no.
Oh no, we wouldn't be mean to Scott like that.
I think Debbie Britt just typed that comment. Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, and hey, Jeannie Porter. Hey,
Hey,
you
Gene.
were a great coach at the one I went to, so that must be Debbie Britt, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I can imagine. And matter of fact, now everyone knows how great of a coach you are that I had full one-on-one access to for like a year.
And you always will.
Oh, that's so nice of you. That is so nice of you. If only I had a little bit more. Yeah, you always say that to me though. Have some more confidence. Have some confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Bob
did
and
he
I are
say?
now talking about doing some events this year that'll be more tailored to sales events and bringing people in for sales training, sales coaching, and all that. Where the mastermind is really geared toward all business. This one's going to be more about that sales audience, and it'll be interesting. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to work with Bob on anything. I got tickled today. We were on Art Subzak. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but on his show today, and he's huge podcast, huge reach, and he's been writing books on telemarketing and all. He's just a gem of a guy and a genius in what he does. And I was here behind the scenes. I don't think we did it during the episode. I think it was behind the scenes. But anyway, Bob, it's obvious how Bob feels about art. And he looks at art as a mentor and a friend. And he just, right. And as we're talking, I said, I just realized something. And they said, what? And I said, Art, you are for Bob what Bob is for me. Somebody that I really just respect and care about and have learned from. And now I get to have that friendship with. It was a good moment. And I had a good day. This is my third appearance for the day today, by the way. And I actually wrote for 2 hours and finished up the first draft of my novel that I'm working on. It's time travel based. And I also,
nice.
Yesterday, I finished up the first draft of the opening chapter of the parable I'm working on with Bill Cates. So it's been a good week, productive week. So
yeah, somebody was saying, why won't Peg and I do live from Denver? The thing is, I have a rule. I'm sure you're shocked to find that out. On the day I fly, I don't book stuff. I clear the calendar because, especially these days, we could get hung up or we could get stuck somewhere and I could not be able to do it or not even be able to say I can't do it. So on flying days, I usually don't have anything on my calendar. And that's a February 1st, a flying day for me and her. And I imagine Easter Day too. Yeah.
What day are you flying back to?
My birthday, the 4th. So I'm flying back on the 4th.
You know, a lot of people have interesting ways to spend their 40th birthday. You have picked travel.
Thank you. Thank you for sticking to the story too. Yeah. Although now that I have a younger main dish, I do like to say how old I am, followed by how old he is.
Well,
Believe it or not, I was telling the lady at the deli that today at the grocery store.
you're telling everybody. By the way, I've got a younger boyfriend. By the way, you know, you could be talking to your CPA. You know, got to get these estimated tax payments made. All this stuff's going on. Oh, by the way, I've got a younger boyfriend.
Well, it didn't. It wasn't quite that obvious, but she said I was getting some luncheon meat or something, some pastrami, and you know what I hate
I'm
more.
afraid. I'm
I
afraid.
know I hate more than life itself is when a man sends me to either the grocery store or the hardware store, when I get there and ask for what they tell me to get. There's choices. I hate that. So I go to the thing. I need a half a pound of pastrami, and she says, "Which one?" And I said, it's not for me. I don't have any idea. I've never eaten pastrami. I don't even know what it's like. And she said, is this for your husband? And I'm like, oh no. I said, let me show you a picture. He's tall, dark, and handsome, literally. And I said, the best part is, yeah. And I told her how old he was and how old I was. I blurted that.
Yeah, you're kind of like the girl who gets her first engagement ring and it's a nice big rock and she tends to talk with her hand up like this. You know, I'm going over here, going over there. You know, do you know where the store is?
Well, I do have our picture on the screensaver to make it convenient.
That's right. And Peg just put in, it's working for her.
I did tell that lady at the deli that it's working for me. She said she married a guy 5 years older than her and she regrets it. And I said, well, I'll try to have fun enough for both of us.
It's funny
I
when
think
I
this
will
is
have,
what
I'll have younger. No, I'm not even going down this road.
I think it's Eunice that says my dad is 88 on February 3rd and his sister's 86 on February 2nd. Yeah, my mom's going to be 86 April 15th. Her birthday's tax day. Yeah. So, yeah,
Please tell your parents that we said happy birthday.
yes. Oh, what does Peg say? Regrets it daily. Okay.
Not sure where that one was
Anyway,
going. That's okay.
yeah. So anyway, the whole thing with the Acres of Diamonds thing, why I wanted to read that is because I think sometimes when things aren't going, I had somebody just email before we come on a course. I don't think she's in my downline, but even if she was, it would be all right. She said, is Avon closing? And I said, no, why would you say that? And she said, because there's a bunch of basic stuff that we have out of stock. That was her reason why but what's funny is people will post that kind of stuff on their own timeline. That always makes me crazy. But anyway, because they don't know how Facebook works, so they don't realize they're telling the whole world that they think their company's closing. But anyway, there are a lot of companies that are having supply chain issues. We got into some big problem where when Avon US got sold to that investment company, they stopped manufacturing anything themselves and had it all farmed out to one manufacturer. Well, that manufacturer had a problem. And then we have one because of that. So anyway, while they're figuring it all out, we've had shortages for a while. But as big as the company is and as big as that supplier is, it's taken a while for them to sort it. We still have a big, giant portfolio of products we do have. There's just some stuff that people recognize as Avon that we don't have. So I think it's unfortunate that people are like, they'll go, well, I'll engage again when they have the full line. Or right. But I'm
The key
not
to
sure.
remember in these kind of things is you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't, it could be great. It's a great challenge. Well, I'll give you an example. On Streetwise to Saleswise, Amazon's delivery time on the hardback is slow right now. And people have been commenting, and I've been sharing on social media all over the place. It's such a good problem to have. When they're running out of supply, that doesn't suck. I'm just going to say it. But I'm telling them, go to Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble's
Man,
advertising delivery on Streetwise in a week. And
yeah.
so go to Barnes and Noble, buy your hard copy there. In my opinion, their version looks better than the Amazon version anyway. But um, just go there and get it. The Barnes and Noble's what Bob and I sent to you, Lisa. That's the one with the dust jacket
Oh,
and all that.
nice. Yeah.
Where the Amazon hardback is
It's in
actually
the hardback.
it's printed on the book itself. I mean,
Oh,
it's a great book. I mean, it's still the same content either way. But
it's just
Amazon's a little slow in their delivery right now, so I tell people that's an excellent challenge. I can't be more excited than to know they can't keep up. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Get it on
really.
Audible, get it on ebook, or go to Barnes and Noble if Amazon can't meet your needs on
Well, I've
those.
been just telling my team members, sell what we got. We have, I would say it's about 90, maybe even higher, of the line that is in stock.
Right.
It's just that there are some key things that aren't. So don't sell that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I think a lot of people aren't presenting it to their customer. They may listen to me and go, yeah, but that doesn't work in the real world or whatever they're saying. But I don't think they're actually talking to the customer because
Right.
I've cornered a couple of them and said, what did the customer actually say when you said that? And
Right.
then, well, no, I know her, and she would. I thought, oh. So, because
Yeah.
so I'm in Yonkers, taking an order on the phone, writing in my notebook. And
Right.
Ty was laughing at me because it's a regular customer. It's Carol. She orders a lot. I know what she orders. She orders a lot of skincare. She wanted this cream that's $27.99 that's out of stock, and they're not expecting it till September next year or something. So I called Carol back and I said, oh, I looked that up and that's not currently on the line. I said, but you know what, Carol? They came out with a new improved version of that a little while back. It's a little bit more, but it's a better technology. And it's $39.99. And she immediately said, send me that one. She said,
Yeah.
I know that you know what I like. And if you think that will work for me, I want to use that one.
Yeah.
And it was that easy. And he said, Ty was sitting there listening. And he said, that was easier. She didn't have any objections, but I think it was because she likes and trusts me.
You
Because
handled it through the objection-proof process too. You empathized, and then you shifted her perspective. Harjeet's here. Hey, Harjeet.
hey,
And
Harjeet.
I'm guessing that's who said hi, friends. And Scott Easterday. You're going to Denver? Okay. I don't have anything funny to say.
Well,
I was going to say something really witty
Scott's
right
right.
there.
Some of them are starting their presentation telling the customer up front what we don't have, or making a list of what we don't have and taping it to the front of the book they're handing out. And so everybody's concentrating on what we don't have. And that's what's funny, because if you do that with a customer, of course, that's what they want, what we don't
Right.
have. Where I sit there and wait till I know what they want. And then sometimes I'll just substitute it myself if it's close enough, the product's close enough in price and whatever.
Right.
I'll say, the item that you wanted isn't on the line right at the moment. This was what got substituted for it.
Right.
And I
Yes.
haven't had anybody not take it. I have, but I think they're not giving it a chance. No, Scott and I laughed all the time. What's he say? And then leading into a bitch fest about Avon during the set. I am so shocked when people do that. They talking bad about their own company that they rep for
I
to a
still think you and
customer.
I should line up the money and buy Avon.
Yeah, that'd be great, right?
It may not make any money, but we'd have a hell of a good time.
You always think that, but I got a feeling it's more complicated than it looks, right?
I've run big businesses before. I don't understand that level, but I do understand how to provide for your team and for your customers the way that
Right.
it makes them want to stay.
I think that there's a lot of, because it's a good problem in a way that the company's as old as it is, because they're 138 years old or something. The bad part is they have some legacy stuff that never got updated, including like some of our website stuff and all that. So
Right.
then when they have they've been cobbling it together so long, then when they really have to deal with it, it's a pain. I'm sure that's true about a lot of stuff, not just the website. So
Right.
yeah, beware what you buy.
I have to have more coffee.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So anyway, yeah, that went by awful darn quick. What happened? But well, so
It's normal.
let me summarize my Acres of Diamond story, or then I
Okay,
told
here we go.
the reason.
Back to your acres of
Acres.
diamond.
Okay.
I noticed
So
you rearranged before you did that, by the way.
thank you. I'm sitting there in the trailer park trying to get my head around the fact that I might be doing the thing that could make what I want come true, and that's for me to have a lot of money. And the reason I want a lot of money, even back then, wasn't for a power issue. It was, I want choices, a choice
Right.
where to live, where to go, what to do, what to drive, all that stuff. And it was all I could take to make me believe that that was possible. But I thought, the guy in that story didn't believe it, and look what happened to him. So I thought, well, this is going to be a great story at the end if this works out. And guess what? It damn sure did.
It did. And my final wisdom that I will impart from that I had planned just now is gone, and I don't remember it.
Oh, you're
And it's not the wine, it's just me. Oh, what was I going to say? It was so perfect for that. Oh, I remember now. I want you to remember, and everyone who watches this show to remember, money will not buy you happiness, but you can be unhappy in a much better neighborhood if you want to.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I know. I don't know. I don't believe that saying, because I know a lot more happy rich people than I know happy poor people.
Yeah. I've tried being poor and I've tried being rich, and I will tell you,
Yeah.
they don't stack up evenly.
No.
They just don't. So,
Oh,
by the way,
yeah.
everybody, thank you so much. If you haven't yet posted your review on Amazon for Said the Lady with the Blue Hair, please do. If you've read Streetwise to Saleswise and you love it as much as I'm hoping you do, please go post a review there. And
Yeah, go get it if you didn't get it, because it's
get it.
awesome.
Yeah, if you want it fast, get it on Audible or
Barnes
get
and
the
Noble.
ebook. If you want it, you want to have it because you want the significance of having the book in your hand. Order from Barnes and Noble. So
Well, and Jeff sings on the Audible, so
I do sing on the Audible. That's why it says Satchmo. I
secret.
actually let loose on a few lines of an old song. So
Oh, that is
I
so.
am an old song.
Oh God, you can't be that old. Come on now.
Hey, I'm 100 years old.
Oh, some days I believe that wholeheartedly. Sorry.
I love you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, thank you, everybody. Don't forget, I'll put it up in the group, but we are not here next Thursday, but me and Peg will try to do something and put it out there. We just won't be live that night. So, but we'll do some video or something. It's going to be an awesome event. If you want to go to Denver with us, there's still time for me to get you a ticket. And we'll still be posting in the group, me and Squirrel Man here. So thank you, everybody.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Mwah.